I adjourn debate on the motion that leave be granted to bring in a finance bill.
Já foi no videogame. Nem a sua namorada que eu vou ver. Nossa, que somos bem de selfie. Vamos, nós somos água de fogo de Deus. Só que mudou muito de baixo.
Rubutampa yo now.
Plus, in a sentence, we live in a room. I'm sort of different.
Zoom in. Zoom out.
Plus, which can go to another my background sound. Like, in what we
Check. Press record. Okay.
We will resume today to take into consideration the private voluntary organizations, the Rule HB 2 of 2024. I put clause 5, now 8. Okay. Amendment of section 9 of chapter 1705. I call upon Honorable Mushoriwa.
Thank you, Chair. After discussing the minister, we note that the minister's amendment that shall cover, so I will withdraw the
Is there any debate? Any objection? No objection. Agreed to. I put clause 6, insertion of new section in chapter 1705. Honorable Mushoriwa.
Thank you, Chair. The amendment, the Chair, on the clause 5, basically, on clause 6, rather, this clause, Chair, it intends to insert a new section 30 into the requiring the PVO to notify the conventional change. The amendment will firstly correct the paragraph in the definition of material change and will give the board, rather than the registrar, power to decide what to do with PVOs that change their constitutional function. The amendment will also replace a provision that would allow the registrar to impose a single penalty on defaulting PVOs.
Is there any debate? Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. changing the constitution, but what we are saying is we are making any change in the constitution governing private voluntary organization concerned regarding disposal of organizations assets. Upon the winding up of the solution. Again, it's the same because it's making reference to having all the decisions at the initial stage referred to the board instead of administrative functional dealing with them first. And then if there are those that have got issues, they can be referred to the board. Again, this is emanating from the first, from the previous amendment. And so is D and E, F. You want to substitute define? I'm not sure why. Maybe we can motivate why you want to substitute that fine. But then you go on with it. Thank you. Honorable Mushoriwa. Yeah, thank you, Chair. I want the Honorable Minister to reconsider this amendment. Honorable Minister, what we are basically talking of, we are talking of a material change. And the material change to then give one person to define and make a decision. I think it's not right. I think what we need to do is to make sure that the registrar should actually refer the matter to the board. The more people can actually know. Because the Honorable Minister, if you then also need a big part, you will then realize that this clause is the registrar with too much power, which may stifle the operation of the PVO. Admittedly, the registrar from time to time gets directed from the minister. But I think when it comes to material change, I think it's important that the registrar refers. If I get you, right, Honorable Minister, to say that the registrar can, but there's no provision in this clause. The talks of the registrar are referring matters or any PVO that is not helping the decision of the registrar to the cascade that we have to the board. So this is the reason why I think the Honorable Minister, my minister, will look into
to have the administrative argument to make certain decisions. Now, the registrar is also a full-time functionary of the institution and is able to deal with some of these issues as and when they are presented to his attention. On the contrary, the board is not constituted on a full-time basis. It has to be convened from time to time. So if you go by the logic of Honorable Mushoriwa's submission, you will come to a point where you will have so many things piling up, awaiting the consideration of the board. Yet those things could easily be dealt with and be disposed by the registrar. Secondly, if for any reason the registrar does not injudiciously exercises his powers and discretion, the Act provides quick and adequate remedies. Firstly, the review remedy of the board itself, because whatever the registrar does is subject to review by the board. But secondly, there are obviously interventions that can be made at the ministerial level, and when those interventions are not to the satisfaction of the library PVO, there is obviously the remedy of the court. But we don't want a situation where we make the registrar a post box, when the registrar sits there, does not make any decisions, does not apply his mind, the registrar is like a robot, he just receives paper and pushes paper, and it does not exercise some level of decision making, which in my view is necessary, it is proper to cut down on bureaucracy, to cut down on chronology, and to just make sure that there is a smooth working system that is in place. I think one of the things that is necessitated the amendment of the Act are the obvious complaints that sometimes the applications are made and it takes long for them to be considered. Because all the powers, too much power was sitting in the board. But if you look at the logic, the rationale behind the statute as proposed in the bill, he tries to expedite decision making. And I am afraid that the proposal amendment by the prosecutor has made to a place which I think is invidious and which is totally avoidable. Those are my submissions. Any further debate? Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to thank Honorable Ndidzo for explaining very clearly. We want a functional registrar who can make decisions and then refer them to the board. Maybe perhaps to give comfort to Honorable Mushoriwa. I think the new program we can add where it says on page 4, between lines 5 and 10, to say, if in his or her opinion, the ministerial change does not have any adverse consequences for the defense, public safety, public order, public morality, public health, or general public interests of Zimbabwe, in brackets, on which subject to the discharge shall be guided by any policy direction of the board and release, then we include that so that it is reference that the board, like what Honorable Ndidzo said, it still has a function. But where we make reference to a board that does not sit every day, we end up creating a certain way applications will not be processed and create a bureaucratic situation. So I propose that we between lines 5 and 10 in the bill, we add any policy direction of the board and release. I submit for our action.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. If you have heard,
Page 8. Which clause? Clause 6. Clause 6 starts on page 11. Not 8. May you please approach the table? All right. I also made a request from Hon Mushoriwa why he wants his change from the civil default penalty to be included in the schedule of fines as a level not exceeding level 6. Example clause 6. Yes, which part? It's on page 11, between lines 5 and 10, item number 6. Yes, Honorable Minister, sorry to bother you. Please repeat what you just said. You said it's between lines 5 and 10. Okay, Honorable Chair. In Honorable Mushoriwa's amendments, yes, on clause 6, the very last item on his amendment, saying any private voluntary organization that contravenes subsection 2 or 4 shall be guilty of an offense in line with a fine not exceeding level 6. Yes. In the bill, it reads, any private voluntary organization that fails to comply with subsection 2 or 4 shall be guilty of a civil default and liable to a penalty specified in paragraph 3, subparagraph 1 of the statute. So I want to appreciate what is motivating you to change. So you're saying you want to maintain what we have Before me, question.
I put the amendment proposed by the Honorable Mushoriwa, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Chair, there are now two amendments. The first one is proposed by Honorable Mushoriwa.
Yes, go ahead and put the board.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. House for the record, we are dealing with clause 6, which now is clause 9. I put the amendment proposed by the Honorable Mushoriwa on clause 6 and a further amendment made by the Minister. Is there any debate? I put the question that the amendment be now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed, and the amendment is hereby made. I put the question that clause 6, now 9, as amended, stands part of the bill. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed. And clause 6, which now is clause 9, as amended, stands part of the bill. I put clause 7, now 10. Honorable Mushoriwa.
Honorable Chair, you wrote my amendment that closes the amendment of the Honorable Minister. So I will withdraw mine and allow the Honorable Minister to move his amendment.
Honorable Mushoriwa has withdrawn his amendment on clause 7. I now call upon the Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I propose amendment in my name as fully appear on page 10, 81. The effect is that we introduce a report. Initially, it was only the registrar who was dealing with issues. So it's just to substitute where there was a registrar on the board and to effect changes that will allow for the appeal process up to the minister and the administrative report. I so submit, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Minister. I put the amendment on clause 7, now 10, proposed by the Minister. Is there any debate? I put the question that the amendment be now now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed, and the amendment is hereby made. I put the question that clause 7 now 10 is amended, stands part of the bill. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed, and the clause amended, and clause 7 now 10 is amended, stands part of the bill. I put clause 8, now 11. Honorable Mushoriwa.
My amendment on this clause, they are true. The first one is actually the instruction of in line 13 to 15 on page 4 of the bill, the judicial paragraph B. The reason what I would say is that if you see the main line of this B is weighted, I don't think it's necessary to have it because I think it's already covered by this clause. I don't think it will not be, because we have to say to refute donation from illegitimate, immoral sources. I think even in terms of having a problem of trying what is illegitimate, what is immoral, so I think this is not necessary. Then secondly, Chairman, the other one is line 14 on page 14 of the bill. This one is just a correction, just deleting the word went. I think it was inserted there by mistake. Thank you.
That's on G. Yes, page 14, line 42. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I do not agree with Honorable Mushoriwa's assertion on deletion of paragraph B. Rather, Honorable Chair, I propose an amendment to that particular section by deleting from line 18 of the word moral and substituting legal, and then leave it as it is. Honorable Chair.
Okay, you want to remove the moral
Yes.
and substitute it with
Illegal.
illegal.
Yeah.
So they will be illegitimate or illegal.
Yes.
Okay.
They need to, it to be more clear. Honorable Mushoriwa will be able to appreciate and understand it better. And then I don't have any objection to move forward. As proposed by Honorable Mushoriwa, line 42 of whether it is. I so submit, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. not on the same course. Is there any debate? I put the question that the amendments be now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed and the amendment is hereby made. I put the question that clause 8 now 11 as amended stands part of the bill. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed and clause 8 now 11 as amended stands part of the bill.
So what we are saying, we have several. Thank you. Honorable Mushoriwa was saying that if PVOs must be allowed, if they are in the business of promoting wetlands, to cherry pick candidates to support in elections. I believe the work of NGOs is complementary to the work that government is doing, be it central or local authorities. And if you are working in the arena of ensuring that wetlands are protected, you work with your local authorities, with the sitting MPs and councillors to protect. But the moment you find yourself going outside that arrangement to pick an individual and promote that individual, to say that I want to promote him because he has got interests of wetlands, I think that becomes very dangerous. So this amendment, the way it's approached,
office bearers of PVOs to actually delete them from political activities. We have seen it on a good check. The Forever Associates of Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe Heritage Trust, basically a check. Even if you look into the War Veterans Association, if you see their definition and under the definition that we put in the PVO, they will in a way qualify to be PVOs under the new bill with these amendments. And I'm simply saying that it is dangerous for us to come up with a provision as the current seeks to do. And I want to say that, Honorable Minister, yes, we may be young democrats, but I also want you to let me point it to you that just look even with this subject, look even what the continent, the provision is actually there. And in any event, we also do have another legislation that tends to limit certain things, like our political finance, Act. So I don't think the inclusion in this bill is actually progressive. So I was going to persuade not only the Honorable Minister, but I'm also going to persuade members from that side to move with me in making sure that this proposal is accepted by this House. Honorable Minister, thank you, Chair. Honorable Mushoriwa, with due respect to the Chair, Honorable Mushoriwa's submissions regarding the organizations that he has talked about, you would expect you to be worried about other things than other political parties. In fact, if as he puts it, if it's very correct that the information which is projected in this House is correct about those organizations and their relationship to other political parties, then instead of it being an arsenal to attack the minister, it is actually an applause on the minister that this bill is not being put in place to deal with particular organizations but all in sons. So therefore, Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, the Honorable Mushoriwa's submission, with due respect, are an applause on the minister and on the bill that it is encompassing everyone and everything. All in sons, we are all equal. There are no other organizations which are going to be treated as more equal than others. So your worries don't apply, Honorable Mushoriwa. It would appear as if you were driven by a false narrative that this bill was targeting certain organizations and certain political parties. You have mentioned others. I would have, if I had time, I would have explained in this House that we have certain organizations like Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, whose definition of rights are the rights of certain group of people who belong to certain political parties, and not all. So the bill, as the minister is presenting it, is saying those and the others that we have talked about, they are now all going to be on the same pedestal as full equals, without others. So, Honorable Minister, again, this is an applause to you than what he thought he was using it as a point of attacking you. I submit.
provide a service that the government cannot or will not provide. When we talk about the environment and human rights and that, they advocate these issues to everyone in the country. If a certain party doesn't want to participate in them for reasons of their own, it's not the fault of the rest of the population. These amendments that the Minister is putting in here is to restrict human rights and other issues there. If PVOs do pull out here, can the government provide the services that they do provide? I think that in general they don't, so why restrict them? Thank you.
Honorable Minister. Thank you. I want to start by responding to Honorable Mushoriwa and say that this bill does not ban any political party to form an organization that can fundraise for them. What is outlawed is to use charitable funding to finance political parties. Wherever Associates of Zimbabwe is funded by individuals in a political party and has never fundraised to the public. In other words, it doesn't receive any public funds at all. It's a purely private organization, just like Honorable Mushoriwa or Honorable Bajira can register a trust which they fully fund to carry out political lobbying for the political party of their choice. Is not allowed. So heritage and funds will continue to exist for as long as they do not breach the provisions of the PVO Act by not So that is the position. We are saying these are charitable funds. And political NGOs must do their work in a non-partisan manner. And that will be allowed. And I also want to thank Honorable Kwati. If these NGOs are caught on the wrong side, it doesn't matter which political party they are affiliated to. If they do not comply with the provisions of the Act, then they will fall foul to the Act. Honorable James' position is very general. We want the work of PVOs. They must do their work. If you are doing your work, like what Honorable Bajila said, in a specific area, why do you want to smuggle in other areas and you want to become a political lobbyist when you said you are into water and sanitation? Or you said you want to assist World Food Program, but inside the packet we now find political messages. We are saying just stick to the mandate that you applied as a political, as a private voluntary organization. Therefore, I think we are all in agreement, Honorable Chair. Honorable Mushoriwa is clearly articulating what we are saying, except that he's saying it in a different manner. This amendment, I think.
Chair, can I reply to the Minister?
I put the question that the amendment by the Honorable Mushoriwa
on clause 10, now 13, amendment of section 23 of chapter 1705 be now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the no's. The question is accordingly negative. I put clause 11 is clause 11 amendment of section 28 of chapter 1704, which now becomes clause 14. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 12, now 15, insertion of a new schedule in chapter 1705. I call upon Honorable Mushoriwa.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose an amendment. It's between line 22 and 24, all the way to line 32 or 31 of the bill. What I basically want you to do, Honorable Chair, you note that this one is scheduled those of civil penal orders. And I want to propose, Chair, that this from line 22 on page 24 to line 32 on page 31, that we should actually expand this whole part of the clause. Because in my view, I think it is not necessary for us to even have this service civil penal orders in this bill. I so move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, for the first time, Honorable Mushoriwa has abandoned his colleagues in civil society. I'm surprised that he has done so in a very strong advocate. In fact, this provision found its place in the bill because the civil society believed that criminal sanctions were not ideal and civil penalties were the best for any misdemeanors that pertain to the bill. So I'm actually surprised that he's persuading me to put criminal sanctions in PEG, which was rejected by civil society. Therefore, I'm inclined to reject his amendment because this was a proposal that we got from civil society themselves. I submit.
Chair, Honorable Mushoriwa.
Chair, I think the Honorable Minister is getting it wrong. Honorable Chair, what we basically want when you deal with PVOs, we don't want a situation where there is criminal and civil penalties. I don't believe that is actually good for the country. And you know, and the Honorable Minister is aware, Zimbabwe has got sufficient laws to ensure that those people that are found going against the law will be treated accordingly. So in my view, and the Honorable Minister is aware that all these simple penalties, they do not bring in yet. We already have laws where people can be charged if they are found guilty, because our laws are actually so they are there. So naturally, this one, the provision in my view is not necessary. And I know Honorable Chair that the Honorable Minister believes that if somebody says, I'm not going to give you $50, but I've just increased it to $100, whereas in the reality that person will deserve to get $1,000. A move from criminal to civil is not progressive in my view when we do PVOs. Let's just remove both criminal and civil penalties. Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Next debate, Honorable Chair.
Oh, Honorable Magalisi.
Honorable Chair, I'm again disturbed. I don't really understand what Honorable Mushoriwa is trying to imply. How do you enact a law? In my belief, we enact laws to deter. And those that may have offended against such laws have to face consequences. What are we doing then? Debating a bill here, passing clauses, and then say the bill must exist without penalties. I don't see the wisdom in it. I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I don't believe I can put it any better than what Honorable Mangaliso did. When we enact laws, laws regulate the conduct of society. So in that regulation of the conduct, you need a sanction for deviating from the norm. You cannot enact a law that says nothing. Even God says, thou shalt not sin. For surely the wages of sin is death. Mushoriwa is saying that you have a law that says, thou shalt not sin, but there must be no consequences for sinning. I don't think that is logical. So I believe, Honorable Chair, that's why I said he abandoned his colleagues who believed that we must not put criminal sanctions and criminal records on those in the civil society who are trying to do their work, and if they stray, the appropriate way of remedying that is to have a civil penalty that is not criminal. And we agreed, and hence this clause that is there. So I move that we reject this amendment by Honorable Mushoriwa. I believe now he is more educated after Honorable Mangaliso is given a lecture on what laws are about.
I put the question that the amendment by the Honorable Mushoriwa on clause of now 15 in session of new schedule in chapter 1705 be now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. No. On clause 12, now 15, in session of new schedule in chapter 17.05 be now made by the The amendments have been made by the Honorable Mushoriwa. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. The noes have it. The noes have it. The question is accordingly negative. The amendments are. I put clause 13, now 16, minor amendments to chapter 1705 and call upon Honorable Mushoriwa.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, if you check the amendment, you have shown in the amendment that the Honorable Minister is also submitted. So, in that regard, our Honorable Minister is to postulate this diploma.
I call upon the minister. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose amendments in my name on page 1082.
Honorable Minister, page
1082, 10, 884, 885.
Thank you.
Yes, they fully appear there on the water paper. These are.
Thank you.
the
I put clause 13, now 17. As proposed by the minister, is there any debate? I put the question that the amendment be now made. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed and the amendment is hereby made. Order. I put the question that clause 13 as amended by the minister stands part of the bill. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is accordingly affirmed and clause 13 now 17 as amended stands part of the bill. amendment of section 2 of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 15, now 16, amendment of section 6E of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put section 16, now 17, new section inserted in chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put section 17, now 18, amendment of section 12A of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 18, now 19, amendment of section 12D of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 19, now 20, amendment of section 15 of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there an objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 20, now 21, amendment of section 16 of chapter 9.24. Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put section 21 of section 103 of chapter 9.24, now 22. Is there any debate? Is there an objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 22, now 23, minor amendment of chapter 2.13. Is there any debate? Any objection? No objection, agreed to. I put clause 23, now 24, amendment of chapter 9.06. Is there any debate?
I need some clarification. Honorable Minister, I just want to tell you on clause 23. Page 36. And I'm also sure whether we are actually page 36 of the bill. I'm also sure whether those
excuse me, Honorable Mushoriwa, what do you want to debate? Which clause?
Clause 23.
Clause 23. And you are referring to a table.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Sorry?
You are referring to a table.
Yes. To this first section.
Yes, if I come to that, let me finish the clause, then we go to the table.
Oh, okay, I thought it was part of the clause.
Okay, I put clause 23, now 24, amendment of chapter 9.06. Any debate? Is there any debate? Is there any objection? No objection, agreed to.
Basically, what I am doing is the first schedule to the Criminal Law Codification and Reform Act at a standard of scale fines that were denominated in Zim dollars and USD. I'm substituting that through this amendment so that it includes Zim and US dollar and not Zim dollar and USD. I submit honorable check for the benefit of members so they understand this amendment. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any debate?
And then the same amendment I'm amending the National Social Security Act is amended in section 6 where it speaks about the constitution of board by the repeal of paragraph A and the subsection of A where general manager is an ex-official member of the board with non-voting powers. Currently, there was an error. The general manager in voting powers, so it's an ex-official corrected the error. And then, yes, I think it's also.
Thank you. I put the amendment proposed by the minister. Is there any debate? I put the question that the committee of the whole house has gone through the private voluntary organizations amendment. He has agreed to the same with amendments.
The chairperson of the committees reports the Private Voluntary Organizations Amendment Bill, HB 2A 2024 with amendments. The bill is referred to the Parliamentary Legal Committee. Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you.